Which cryptocurrency is being attacked by the SEC after XRP? How long will crypto holders believe in Ripple? How much will XRP cost in mid-2020? 3. We will answer investors who filed a class action lawsuit against Ripple 4 years ago alleging that XRP is a securities want to pursue their case. The parties in the Zakina v. Ripple action will be heard on April 26 in a federal court in California. According to an update published on Wednesday by Crypto Law, a regulatory news website for digital assets. The website also said that 500 people maximum should have access to the proceedings online. Statement. The hearing is for oral arguments on the question of certifying the class of XRP holders suing Ripple. Investor Bradley Sostak is serving as lead plaintiff in a case filed against Ripple and CEO Brad Garlinghouse by 2019 plaintiff Vladi Zakinov and 2 other persons. After taking a significant loss on the sale of XRP in January 2018, Vladi Zakinov filed a lawsuit against the defendants, alleging that XRP is an unregistered securities. Additionally, the plaintiff hoped to get the case certified as a class action lawsuit covering any and all purchasers of XRP. Defendants, however, argued that XRP is not a security and asked the court to throw out the lawsuit. Oral arguments on whether to certify the class of XRP holders suing Ripple will be heard today, as announced by Crypto Law. The plaintiff, Bradley Sostak, who owned XRP for 2 weeks, is asking to be lead plaintiff in the class and is asking to represent all XRP holders who either owned it and sold it at a loss or own it today, Crypto Law said. While his request has not yet been decided on, John Deaton, who had submitted an amicus brief on behalf of 75,000 XRP holders in the dispute, said that he plans to watch the proceedings. However, as Ripple fights out the lawsuit, the community is still interested in the outcome of the company's parallel fight with the SEC. Most of the papers have been submitted, thus a summary decision from Judge Annalisa Torres is possible shortly. In the meanwhile, the continuing litigation has created further uncertainty for investors who must decide whether to liquidate their shares or wait for a resolution. Nevertheless, most analysts feel Ripple might bag a victory, aiding XRP's ability to break new territory in light of SEC's seeming blitz on the crypto industry despite the absence of necessary laws. In the interest of providing some context, it is important to note that Coinbase has just initiated legal action against the SEC in the United States Circuit Court. The lawsuit originates from a petition for rulemaking that the biggest cryptocurrency exchange sent to the SEC in July, seeking that the agency offer regulatory rules for the cryptocurrency sector. The petition was filed by the exchange, which is demanding that the SEC establish regulatory standards for the cryptocurrency industry. Coinbase intends to use the action to compel the organization responsible for regulating securities to provide affirmative or negative responses to a number of questions. Coinbase's chief legal officer, Paul Grewal, was the one to break the news. As a direct consequence of this, advocates of XRP as well as cryptographic currencies in general have expressed their satisfaction with the news. Supporters of Bitcoin Cash, BChi, the 6th largest cryptocurrency in terms of market size, have rushed to Twitter to express their elation at Coinbase's intention to fight the SEC. BChi is ranked 6th in terms of market size. Jeremy Hogan, a partner at Hogan, and a lawyer, was one among the numerous members of the XRP community to give the San Francisco-based exchange positive feedback. The pro-XRP attorney reacted to a question regarding Coinbase's case against the SEC by tweeting today something along the lines of "the best form of defense is a good offense. Coinbase's legal counsel Hogan believes that this step demonstrates that the company was not prepared to take a passive stance and wait for a case to be filed by the SEC. It is possible that Hogan was making a reference to the Wells notice that was sent to Coinbase by the SEC earlier this month. The choice made by the San Francisco-based exchange to challenge the SEC was applauded not only by the aforementioned attorney Hogan, but also by other members of the XRP community. In the meanwhile, some people who support XRP have the opinion that there is no good reason to applaud Coinbase's move against the SEC. In a tweet that was published today, an anonymous XRP analyst named Crypto Bull encouraged investors in the sixth largest cryptocurrency not to celebrate Coinbase's plan to fight the SEC. Coinbase is the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. An prominent individual referred to the cryptocurrency exchange situated in San Francisco as a coward, after the exchange removed XRP from its listing and did not support Ripple in its first legal battle against the SEC. On the other side, Attorney Hogan disagrees with Crypto Bull and believes that many XRP proponents no longer see Coinbase as an adversary. Will Ripple depart the United States as Coinbase did in favor of a country with more lenient cryptocurrency regulations? Last week, Coinbase, the biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the United States, grabbed headlines when it said it had obtained a license to operate in Bermuda and would soon be launching an offshore exchange. Meanwhile, Ripple's legal fight with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, continues with a verdict reportedly imminent. Ripple has already stated its willingness to battle and is likely to appeal all the way to the Supreme Court, although a ruling might take years to come down. In addition, in July 2022, CEO Brad Garlinghouse threatened to relocate the crypto corporation if it was unsuccessful in its legal fight with the SEC. If we don't win here in the U.S., we'll take our business somewhere. We still have a huge company to establish. If the local regulatory environment isn't going to be helpful to us, then why bother? Some indicators have emerged over the last few weeks suggesting that Ripple is actively growing its footprint in other nations and exploring their potential advantages. In recent interviews, Garlinghouse and other Ripple executives have regularly gushed about the positive regulatory and business climates in various nations. Ripple's top lawyer, Stuart Alderoty, said last week that he was in the United Kingdom on the day of the Gensler testimony before Congress. I was not around yesterday to see the uproar at the Gensler hearing. I am now in London, where I am working with my team to expand our firm. I'm afraid I have no words to describe how incompetent the SEC seems from across the water. Ripple's International Policy Counsel Susan Friedman has spoken highly of the game, changing development prompted by Europe's MiCA crypto legislation in recent weeks. It's not a lack of compliance, she said, but rather a lack of understanding that's plagued the United States in recent weeks. XRP community member Anders L. has also discovered other indicators of Ripple abandoning the U.S. on the official website. She adds in her most recent tweet, Ripple currently has 66 available roles, 46 of which are located in countries other than the USA. 6 of the available American jobs are unpaid internships. Additionally, he realized, nonetheless, the local finds the remark peculiar. Following the conclusion of the dispute, Bank of America, BOA, aims to strengthen its cooperation with Ripple, as reported by Bitcoinist. It's improbable that Bank of America would bail out now, so close to the finish line. So then, what's the use? There's been no formal word about Ripple leaving the United States, but the company does seem to be paying more attention to the rest of the globe. This is not shocking, but it could be simple for Ripple to carry out its threat. A girl was ripped in half by a shark in front of her friends.